Buddy, this is Jeremiah Craig coming at you for Coffee and Music, number 1657, right here in Ithaca, New York. Happy Monday to you. I hope you had a spectacular weekend. What a weekend it was here. Definitely a busy one. And my house is a mess after this weekend. But hey, that's just kind of what happens when you're doing the adventure sort of things on weekends. You know how it is. How's it going, Primaz? Good to see you. Good morning to you. Of course, the weekend started a little bit early on Thursday with the show at Ithaca Beer. That was a good, fun show. Good turnout. How's it going, Micah? Good to see you, Micah. Cheers to you. We got Micah and Primaz in the house. Good morning to you, Nate Messler. Good to see you guys. Then on Saturday, my brother and all my nephews came out. We went fishing, and then when it started raining, we decided to bring it back to the house and play some video games and just, mess around, have some fun. And then yesterday, my wife Brenna had her first plant show, so she's been into house plants and stuff since the pandemic. So she's gotten to the point where she can start selling them. So we went up to Syracuse yesterday, and she sold a bunch of plants in a show that a brewery was putting on up there. It was called Plants and Pints. It was a fun show, and she sold lots of stuff. It was a good weekend. Good weekend. Good morning to you. How's it going? Good to see you, Brian. Have a project. Nice. That's what I'm talking about. Alan, good morning to you, Brian. Carlos, good to see ya. Yes. Step strong, Primaz. That's what I'm talking about. Good morning, Jake. How's it going, Sebastian? Cohen, good afternoon to you, Neil. Good morning to you. Nicholas asks, is Dan Post quality worth it? It just depends on what you're looking for. I think that you can do better for that. Dan Post, is okay. The quality assurance is hit and miss. I find that they're probably the biggest hit and miss company out there as far as what they let through. But for the same price, you could get a Hondo boot, and I think Hondo boots are the best you could do for the money in that price range. So I think, but that's only if you like traditionally made boots, because that's going to be like a hard leather insole. That's going to be a little bit different than some other kinds of boots that have the soft foam insoles and stuff like that. So if you like that feeling, you might like Dan Post. Good morning. How many new plants came home? Well, she sold 14, and 3 new plants came home. So, still in the black, she said. Good to see you. Yeah, I guess I do have that broccoli top working, Vance. Haven't showered or anything yet this morning. Let's go. Good morning to you, Richard. Good morning to you, Alan. How's it going? Good to see you. Chris Stone, you made it. That's what I'm talking about. Thank you, Chris. Appreciate it. What brand fits me best in my true size of a 12B? Hondo fits really well. In a true size. Classic Tony Llamas fit really, really well. And yeah, I'd have to. Oh, and JW Boot Company fits me really, really well. I'd have to say those are the ones that I really enjoy. So, let's do a song here, Coffee and Music. As I mentioned, it was a busy weekend, so my house is a mess. So I got this song on top of my mind. If your house is a mess after a weekend, that just means that you were out adventuring, doing the stuff, making things happen. So that's what this song is all about. It's called You Can't Build It on a Clean Bench. Dan had a plan to last those boots and tack that leather down. He took all it would give and asked a little more, but he couldn't find his hammer around. He found leather scraps, pegs and tacks, pliers and wraps and knives. Well, he didn't cuss, he didn't fuss, he just smiled with a shine in his eyes when he said, "You can't build it on a clean bench. Everything is bound to be a mess when you're working on something new. The best part is creation, not the organization of the pieces we put together with our tools." The chef confessed she was a little stressed, starting her joint in the bay. There was lots to do before cooking food, like bringing in the stoves and the paint. There were plyboards on sawhorses, with pots, cans, rollers, and fans. As it comes to life, it won't look nice, but wait till you taste what comes out of those pans. You can't build it on a clean bench. Everything is bound to be a mess when you're working on something new. The best part is creation, not the organization of the pieces we put together with our tools. Jesse moved west to find some work where the cost of living was low. Well, it's always hard to work that job and find new friends to get to know. Jesse would get frustrated, behind on all of the chores. But when you start from scratch on a brand new patch, who cares about laundry on the floor? You can't build it on a clean bench. Everything is bound to be a mess when you're working on something new. The best part is creation, not the organization of the pieces we put together with our tools. Yeah, so let's go out there this week and make a mess of things. You can't build it on a clean bench. That one's not on Spotify, Apple Music, or anywhere else right now. It'll be on the next album, so maybe soon. So right now, the only place you can hear it is here, right here on Coffee and Music. Good morning. Let's go. Yeah, we had a little booth. You were there, Alan? I was there too. I was there too. I was at the booth helping sell the plants and everything. It was at a brewery. There's more plant shows coming up though. Good to see you guys this morning. How's it going? Yeah, wreck of the old 97? Sure, we can do that one. Why not? Why not? You got it, Cohen. Appreciate it. Carlos wants all the boot sizes to be fit no matter what the size is. Having a size up or down is confusing and hard to find sometimes. I know, right? So annoying. Thanks, Thomas Barrett. Good to see you. Thomas Barrett in here from Siller Boot and Shoe. You want some plastic Jesus, inflatable sofa, grudges that the demons lack? Sure, we'll do it. Maybe, let's see, plastic Jesus, inflatable sofa, and wreck of the old 97 is all in the same key. So maybe we'll see if I can make a little medley out of that. And then we'll finish it off with grudges that the demons lack. Why not? Let's do it. Let's do it. It's the greatest hits, right, Carlos? Let's talk boots of the day. What are your boots of the day? Let me know right now in the live chat. Your boots of the day. I'm rocking Hondo 3416s today. Had to do it. It's a little bit wet out there. A little bit chilly, too. It's a cold Monday. The heater went on last night. It got so cold last night. So I'm rocking the Hondo 3416 today with the Nubuck Bull Hide. You gotta love that Nubuck Bull Hide. Real tough stuff. It's got a rubber midsole on there. Leather outsole. 14 inches tall. About a 2-inch heel on here. I like this boot. It's a tank of a boot. I like it quite a bit. You can get yours at cartersboots.com. Remember, you guys can save 10% on Hondos over at cartersboots.com. That's a small family-owned shop in Bozeman, Montana. You can save 10% when you use my code Jeremiah Craig at checkout at cartersboots.com. Nate Messler going with 3416s today as well. That's what I'm talking about. Let's go. You were at the farmer's market. Yeah, it was at a brewery. I put all the information in the plant cell, Alan. The plant cell was at the in Syracuse at what was it? Bullfinch Brewing is where it was. She'll be doing more though. She'll be doing some more stuff, Alan. I'm sure you'll see it around. I'm sure you'll see it. Let's see what else. What other boots you guys rocking today? Yes, Peter. Applause from Czech Republic. That's what I'm talking about. Clapping along. Nice. That's so cool. I gotta play at the farmers market sometime. I gotta get a hold of them and do a show down there, Alan. That would be a lot of fun. Chris Stone rocking some Double H Phantom Rider boots today. Kathy Weed rocking some Justin Tan Roughouts. Woo! That's what I'm talking about. Brian also going with some Hondos. It's going to be a Hondo Monday. Richard Weed rocking some Ariat Futurity Black Roughouts. Nice. Heading out to the coast. Woo! That's what I'm talking about. I just got in a pair of Ariat Futurity Black Roughouts too. Had a big order come in for my last Ariat video on this contract, and I opened it up with my nephews, and Black Roughouts were in there. Got a video coming up about that. Also got some Heritage Rough Stock in that as well. Farhan, good call. That's what I'm talking. Carlos, yo, thank you so much for that super chat tip. I appreciate it. Yo, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Don't subscribe. He'll take your money. I don't know if it works that way. If it worked that way, I just reached 50,000 subscribers. I wish subscribers equaled money. That would be really nice. Thank you, everybody, for coming through and subscribing. Just got to 50,000 over the weekend, so I'm really honored and appreciate you guys subscribing. 50,000 is awesome, and I'm so grateful that you guys are all here and enjoying the things that I'm the things that I'm publishing and working on. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much, Carlos. Let's go. Hondo 2012 for the computer guy. That's what I'm talking about. Let's go. Let's go. Hondo Monday in here. I love it. How's it going, Jesus? Good to see you. And Primoz is probably going to go with the Tony Lamas, maybe those 6250s. That's what I'm talking about. Let's go. All right, let's see what we got here. I'm going to try this. I haven't put all these three songs together in a medley before, so let's see how this goes. Let's take another sip of coffee before I do it. Let's start out with the Wreck of the Old 97. Yeah, let's start out with Wreck of the Old 97, work it into Plastic Jesus, and then finish it off with Inflatable Sofa. No stopping. Let's see how it goes. Now they gave him his orders at Monroe, Virginia, saying, Steve, you're way behind time. This is not the 38, it's the old 97, and you must put her in dispenser on time. So he turned and he said to his tired, greasy firemen, shovel on a little more coal. And when we reach those white oak mountains, you can watch old 97 roll. Well, it's a mighty rough road from Lynchburg to Danville on a line with a 3-mile grade. It was on this grade that he lost his air brakes. You can see what a jump he made. He was going down the grade making 90 miles an hour when his whistle broke into a scream. He was found in the wreck with his hand on the throttle, scalded to death by the steam. A message arrived at a Washington station, and this is how it read. Those two brave men who pulled old 97 are laying in Danville dead. But they gave him his orders at Monroe, Virginia, saying, Steve, you're way behind time. This is not the 38, it's the old 97, and you must put her in dispenser on time. I wonder what would have happened if he had a plastic Jesus on his dashboard. I don't care if it rains or freezes, as long as I got my plastic Jesus riding on the dashboard of my car. Through all the trials and tribulation, we shall travel every nation. Me and plastic Jesus will go far. Yeah, plastic Jesus, riding on the dashboard of my car. Through the trials and tribulation, we shall travel every nation. Me and plastic Jesus will go far. I don't care if it's dark or scary, as long as I got Magnetic Mary riding on the dashboard of my car. I feel I'm protected amply, I got the whole damn Holy Family riding on the dashboard of my car. Yeah, plastic Jesus, riding on the dashboard of my car. Through the trials and tribulation, we shall travel every nation. Me and plastic Jesus will go far. Now I see he's losing power, he's getting weaker by the hour, sliding on the dashboard of my car. But I know what steps to take, I'll nail him there for old time's sake, nail him to the dashboard of my car. Yeah, plastic Jesus, riding on the dashboard of my car. Through the trials and tribulation, we shall travel every nation. Me and plastic Jesus will go far. Riding home one foggy night with my honey cuddled tight, I missed the curve and off the road we veered. My windshield got smashed up good, my darling graced up the hood. Plastic Jesus, he had disappeared. Yeah, plastic Jesus, no longer chides me with his holy grin. But doctors in the x-ray room found him in my darling's womb. Someday he will be born again. Yeah, plastic Jesus, riding on the dashboard of my car. Through the trials and tribulation, we shall travel every nation. Me and plastic Jesus will go far. Oh, both those songs ended in crashes. One a train wreck, the other a car wreck. I think it's time that we just give up. Maybe go out on the lake, watch it all burn from our inflatable sofa. Well, I barely made it home. Everyone has lost control thanks to the earthquake and the mysterious plague. But I believe it was a sign when I found what the looters left behind. Relax, my love, we will soon be safe. So let's use all the air in our chests and simply float away from this mess. Let's go out on the lake on our inflatable sofa and watch the world end. I got some beer and trail mix to hold us over till it's safe to start again. Darling, don't shed a tear, the apocalypse is here, but we can still grow older. We can see it turn and watch it all burn from the lake on our inflatable sofa. As we push off from the shore, we can see the world's at war, thanks to how beautiful the sky is tonight. The ash and clouds above our heads reflects a yellow and a blood red from the cities on fire, but out of sight. So if it's going to be this way, let's try to win and find a good spot to throw the anchor in. Yes, let's go out on the lake on our inflatable sofa and watch the world end. I got my fishing pole and a propane stove. The bass don't know what's coming for them. Darling, don't shed a tear, the apocalypse is here, but we can still grow older. We can see it turn and watch it all burn from the lake on our inflatable sofa. We can see it turn and watch it all burn from the lake on our inflatable sofa. There it is, Wreck of the Old 97, Plastic Jesus and Inflatable Sofa medley. I liked that. That came together pretty okay, and I think the moral of this story is the safest vehicle is the inflatable sofa. Train crash, car crash, inflatable sofa. I mean, that was still floating at the end of the song, so I guess the moral of the story is the safest mode of transportation is an inflatable sofa on a lake. Cheers, guys. That was fun. Thank you. Let's go. Jake wants to know a similar boot to the Justin 2222. I think the closest one that I have that's closest to that is this one right here. The Hondo 8555. So the Justin 2222 is a bullhide boot, a chocolate bullhide, I believe. Might have a little bit of a lighter top to it, and it definitely has an R toe instead of a U toe. But the closest boot to that, especially with the build, because the Justin 2222 was a very traditionally made boot, unlike anything else that Justin is making right now. So I have to say the closest one that I can show you right now out of my collection is going to be this one, this Hondo 8555. That's what I'd have to say. I'm going with Hondos today. If you guys are just joining, let us know your boots of the day in the live chat. Boots of the day. Boots of the day. I'm rocking the Hondo 3416 today. Also a bullhide boot, but this is a nubuck bullhide. Gotta love the look of this nubuck bullhide. It's got a rubber midsole, 2-inch heel, 14-inch top. Had to do it today. Had to do it. Thanks again, Carlos, for the super chat tip. And good idea, Brian Little, doing the medley. That was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun. Ghost wants one shot. I think we could do that. I think we could do that. I'll do one shot before we do grudges here. Thank you for all the requests this morning, guys. Grudges in a different tuning, so I think I'll do one shot first, and then we'll get to grudges. Cohen asks, what are my thoughts on Tacovas? As they grow more and more large, the less and less I'm a fan of them. And when they first started out, I was like, okay, cool. Direct consumer boots. They're trying to get people into boots like it's an easy in. And the more and more they grow, the more and more they're leaving on the table. They could expand and do better sizing. They could expand and do better builds. But instead, they're spending their money trying to get into Nordstrom. Are you kidding me? Why don't they focus on actually, providing the right sizes for people instead of staying lazy and producing only D's and double E's, and encouraging people to get the wrong size. Every time I see a Tacovas on somebody in real life, it does not actually fit them. It looks awful on them. So, I mean, even in the emails that I get from Tacovas, because I've subscribed to all their stuff, I'm on their texts just to know what they're doing. And most of the boots that they put on their models, they're so sloppy looking. The boots don't fit even their models. They need to make more sizes, and the fact that they're not, and they have the capability to, just shows me that they're lazy and they don't care about their consumer. They only care about money, and more and more people are only caring about money these days, which is kind of a shame. And it shows, and it shows. The more and more that they do, they're even getting boots made in Vietnam now, and they look just like some of the Ariats. They're probably coming from the same factory as Ariats. The more and more Tecovas does, the more and more I dislike them. That's my take. Morning, Eric. How's it going? Early morning in San Francisco. Good to see you. Have a safe day on the lake, Neil. Good to see you. Thanks for jumping in here. Watch the video. The zombie video. I did choose a different Hondo for the zombie video because I think that you should have a rubber outsole if you're going to choose a boot for the zombie apocalypse. The Justin 2253s, they're okay. They're not as good as the older Justins. But, they're similar to a lot of the other boots. I believe they're made in Mexico now. They're similar to almost all of the other boots that are made in Mexico. If you see a boot that's made in Mexico from a major brand, chances are that they are exactly the same for the most part. There might be a few little things that are different, but for the most part, Mexico has a style and a way that they produce boots. So Leon, if it's not like Heritage Boot Company, Chisos, pretty much all of the other brands that JW Boot Company is included in Heritage Boot Company because that's coming from the Don Quixote factory. But all the other factories are pretty much the same for the most part. There might be a few little differences. Quadra is a little different, but for the most part, a boot from Mexico is a boot from Mexico. And it's going to be, the Justin is going to be this very similar to a Tecova. It's going to be very similar to a Dan Post. It's going to be very similar to a Tony Lama. They're all pretty much going to be very similar to a higher boot. They're all very, very similar in the production. They got a plastic welt on them. You got a Burmese python that you caught? That's cool, Guillermo. How should you go turning into boots? If you tanned them already, I would check to see who's around there that would tan them. I'm sure there's lots of people who's tanning the hide, but you could send the hide to several different bootmakers. The one that I know is BNV Boots, so you could email Jose Chavez at bnvboots@gmail.com and ask him if he could take your python skin and turn it into boots. It's probably the most cost-effective bootmaker that I know in the U.S. that could do that. Other than that, it would be like a custom bootmaker or something like that. Recently been purchasing used boots made in the USA. Eric, that's the best way to go. I think that's the best way to go. You just want a Rick Grimes boot with a tough outsole. That's what I'm talking about. Jesus, R. Watson. Going with R. Watson today? Get it done. Would you wear those Hondos with black jeans like Rick? Yeah, I probably would. If sometimes. I'm not a huge fan of doing black jeans. Also, Rick's boots, they lightened up during the series. So, I'm not a huge fan of doing like chocolate or dark colored brown boots with black jeans. If I'm going to do brown boots and black jeans, I would like do a tan or a cognac or something like that, or just do black on black. It's just, for me, I don't know what it is. Maybe I'll come around to it someday, but the brown, the like really deep brown chocolate browns, and black jeans, I'm not a huge fan of the combination there. What products do I use to maintain consistent color on boots after some wear? Bic 4. I use Bic 4 on pretty much all my stuff, except for the suedes and the rough outs. Bic 4 is good, and it doesn't really change the color very much. Arcticova's tough? No, they're not tough. They got a Scholastic heel counter. They're not made tough. They're made for a dress boot, pretty much. Whew! All right, here we go. One shot, and then we'll close it out with Grudges the Demons Lack. Thanks for all the requests today. Love you guys. Coming off the trail with Wyatt, Bat, James, and Virgil, and we were thirsty for some whiskey, but had not a penny to our names. My boots were too dusty and my muscles too tired to sit with some inbreds and lie through my teeth for a few card games, so the other four boys got a table and I moseyed on up to the bar. They often joked there was more silver on my tongue than in all of Tombstone. I said, barkeep, we came in only with our guns and good looks. We ain't good with the broom, ain't good with the books, but a drink would liven up our weary bones. What do you say? He said, empty your wheel gun out on the bar and we'll see how many rounds there are. Yeah, one shot for one shot, and I only deal in 45s. One shot for the whole lot, and that leaves you with one shot for your life. Well, I looked at the bullets, but I looked longer at the bottle. As much as I hated to part with those 5 rounds, life's for taking chances, so I told the boys we had a deal and they all came up for their drinks. Then my eyes stopped at the stairs and Big Nose Kate and I were exchanging glances. Last time I saw her was when the Rangers took me from her bed, but she helped me escape before they could put a rope around my neck. She walked on over to where the mouth breathers were playing. One spouted a curse at her. I guess they weren't playing with a whole deck. I said, you got one shot to apologize, or I'll put one shot between your eyes. One shot for one shot, and I only deal in 45s. One shot is all you got one shot for your life. Then he said something dumb like he don't apologize to whores. So I figured he was asking for all the things that would come next. I still had my whiskey in my hand when he reached for his gun. But he was all wrist and it's all hip, so I kept my word a la tete. Then I was empty, but I hadn't spilled a drop. His friend made a move, I was quick to my knife. He knew he'd been beat by the shine of the blade. I finally drank and said, give me your bullets, and I'll let you leave with your life. Well, before he ran, he let them fall to the ground, and I bought the boys and Kate another round. One shot for one shot, and I only deal in 45s. One shot is all you got one shot for your life. Yes, alright now, one shot. One shot, there it is. Thanks for the request. That's off my album, Life is for Taking Chances, on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube Music, and everywhere else. Yes, put it on a playlist or something. All right, got one more song here, and then we can kick off our Monday. Let's do this thing. And got a couple more shows coming up this week if you guys are in the area. Here in Tompkins County, in New York State, the Finger Lakes region. I'll be at Bet the Farm on Friday at 5 p.m. for their happy hour. They're just starting to do some more music there, so it'll be cool to be a part of that. So if you guys are in Trumansburg or nearby Trumansburg, come on out to Bet the Farm Winery this Friday, 5 p.m. And then on Saturday, I'm going to be in Livingston County over I believe it's Linwood, but it's also close to York as well, for a show at Dublin's Corners with my brother, Levi. So we're going to be performing as Brothers Cross It there at Dublin Corners. And that's going to be at 6 o'clock on Saturday. So if you're in the area, come on out. It's going to be a good time. Let's close this out with some Grudges That the Demons Lack. One of your favorite songs, Chris? I'm glad you like One Shot. It wakes you up, right? It wakes you up. We need it on this Monday. All right, here we go. Grudges That the Demons Lack. Thank you for the request, Brian. Moving through the street at 12:30. Mama says to watch yourself, with the dirty demons all right behind, trying to get you in good time. Yeah, you're moving slow, heavy on your back, carrying grudges that the demons lack. Yeah, they just come up with doing their job, looking for your soul to rob. Can't you see through your holy eyes as the sun began to rise? Yeah, you're losing everything along the way, on your way to a brighter day. Ooh, is this how the heavens meant it all to be? Is your love so weak that it shivers in the breeze? Is this how the heavens meant it all to be? Yeah. Is your love so weak that it shivers in the breeze? Got no great disguise, pulling up the collar to cover your eyes. Yeah, you're moving slow, heavy on your back, carrying grudges that the demons lack. Ooh, is this how the heavens meant it all to be? Is your love so weak that it shivers in the breeze? That it shivers in the breeze. And you let it oh, you let it yeah. Don't you know you let everything fly away? Grudges That the Demons Lack. Woo! You can hear that one on my first album, Gardner Hands, on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube Music, and everywhere else. Thank you guys for hanging out this morning. That was a lot of fun. Appreciate you guys throwing some requests out there. That was a fun medley as well. Lots of stuff happening this week, so be sure to check it out. Yes, like the live stream. It goes a long ways. Celebrating 50,000 subscribers. Appreciate you guys so much. Love you, love you, love you. Let's get at it here on this Monday, and you know how we do it. Kick ass, take names, have a little fun while we're at it. I'll see you guys around tomorrow morning. I'm going to be on Instagram for Coffee Music number 1658, kicking it off at, 9 a.m. Eastern Time. So I will see you then. Until then, wishing you the best, and I'll see you guys around. Cheers! Have a good one! Yes, good to see you, Alan. Yeah, Jake. We'll put Whoop Jamboree on the set list for tomorrow. You got it.